Tired of jumping through hoops to buy Bitcoin? Frustrated with endless paperwork and invasive identity checks? Introducing Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club's loan program. No KYC required. Say goodbye to the hassle and hello to freedom. Borrow up to $250,000 at as little as 7% interest. Join our community and take control of your financial future. Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where privacy meets opportunity. Connect with like-minded individuals and grow together. Visit us today and unlock your $250,000 Bitcoin loan. Your journey to financial freedom starts here.
And we are live. Good morning, everybody. It's your favorite truck driver in the whole wide world, ex-truck driver in the whole wide world. It's Bitcoin Ben. Here for the daily. Let me make sure that everything's working good. How do I sound? Can I get a 5 by 5 from the crowd? Appreciate it. This is an interesting fucking time. We have so much that we have to go over today. And everyone's like, oh, did you hear about the Federal Reserve and who Trump nominated and all this? Guys, this is the last Federal Reserve chairman. This guy, and it isn't because he's going to bring it down. The system was set up to be brought down. It was economically set up to eventually collapse. It's a fiat currency system that is designed to collapse. Now, when I say collapse, what I don't mean is that just on one fucking day, it's all going to shut down. They're going to turn off the lights. They're just going to all walk out and go, well, the Federal Reserve's done. No. This is a collapse of usability. And what I mean by that is their influence will shrink because they have competition. The one thing the Federal Reserve has never really had any type of competition, ever. And that's now what's changing. And it isn't silver, it isn't gold, it isn't the challenge of having a competition with the dollar. It isn't that. It's the challenge of they're the only ones who could print US dollars. That was their monopoly, was setting the interest rate of the money. That changes now. Because now we have Tether is officially launched USA I almost said treasuries. USA Tether. Guys, this is the moment where the Federal Reserve is in deep shit because now they have issuer competition. See, you don't have a problem if you're the only one in your area that has eggs. Everyone gets their eggs from you. The problem is when someone else has eggs. Then you're like, oh shit, their eggs are slightly cheaper than mine, or their eggs are, I don't know, they're higher quality eggs or something. That's where the Federal Reserve is now, because now their interest rate is now in competition. And remember, the Federal Reserve is a member of a global network of central banks. So they handled the American economy subservient to the world economy. Remember all of this shit with like COVID, where China and Europe would have a low rate and America would have a high rate, and then America would have a low rate and China and Europe would have a high rate. It was slushing the money left and right, all over the place. Who needs liquidity right now? Oh, America does? Okay. But it's only when they're in charge. Only when they are in charge does the system act in the interest of the country. When, mark my words, guys, I'm going to play a video, in fact, a few of them, of our future Federal Reserve head. All right? This is fundamental that you understand something. This guy works for the Federal Reserve. He knows the system. And he's going to play the system just like everyone else plays the system. This guy knows the levers that he needs to pull. The difference between this guy and Chairman Powell is this guy's priority is what is good for America. He doesn't look at it as, oh, I have to work with Europe and China and Japan and all of these other central banks. He looks at it as what is good for America. Now, in accordance with that, this guy understands the Bitcoin. And I mean at a fundamental philosophical level. He doesn't give a flying fuck about the price of Bitcoin. He isn't going in there and saying the Federal Reserve is going to buy Bitcoin. Now, towards the end, I think he will. Remember, this guy's job is to manage the transition, not collapse the old system. The old system is already rolling down the hill. This guy's making sure that the rock known as the Federal Reserve rolling down the hill, it doesn't hit any important trees or people or companies. He's managing the, shall we say, the decline of the Federal Reserve. See, under Obama and George Bush and Clinton and Joe Biden, they were managing the decline of the USA, of the country. Because in a situation like this, when you have a system like this, only one can rise in power. When you're printing the fiat money, you have to choose. Does the government grow or does the economy grow? Because that value of the printed money goes somewhere. Where's it going? Well, since about 1989-ish and earlier, but really ramped up 1989, they were removing it from the American economy. Hence, we get Detroit. Hence, we get all of this shit moving over to China and Taiwan and all this other shit. That was moving the value out of America into the United Nations authority. The United Nations grew heavily since the 1990s. Well, the only way an organization like that grows is if they have the capital to grow. And if the governments were the ones sending the capital into the UN, then the governments were accumulating and collecting the capital or creating it or printing it or whatever and sending it to the United Nations. Now, when you send it to the United Nations, you send it to the World Bank, which holds the account for the United Nations. The United Nations does not have a checking account at a local fucking credit union. Now, what's important is what I just said. This guy's job is to remove the wealth out of the old system and move it into the new system. Now, this doesn't mean us. This doesn't mean this motherfucker's going to work his ass off to help the little guy. No. He's helping the federal government refinance the debt, also known as our future labor, also known as slavery bonds. His job is get the rate lower so we can refinance our debt. That just means get another credit card so we can pay off the old credit cards. And this is what's going on. This guy's out. He loves BlackRock. All right. He loves the system. He loves the whole America. This guy came from the financial system. His world is the financial system. He thinks that the financial system produces value, when really all it is a plumbing system of capital. That's it. The financial system chooses the winners, all right? Chooses the winners and then shorts the people that they don't want to win. Ask Michael Saylor. They've been shorting the shit out of his shit because they're trying to collapse him. Problem is, they can't. They can't. And why can't they? Because he holds an asset that doesn't have an issuer. They can't shut off the Bitcoin. And the asset he holds, it isn't fucking debt. No one owes him the Bitcoin. No one owes him the US dollar value of the Bitcoin. He owns the asset. They cannot destroy what they didn't create. And that's the whole secret to success. How do you win? You create something that the establishment did not help you create. That's how you win, because then they can't destroy you. See, this is a world of agendas. And there's large groups who have agendas. There's small groups that have agendas. And the Civil War here's a great example. All right. The Civil War ended. There were, we had Andrew Jackson in a battle a month after the war ended. Why? Because he didn't know that the war ended. He didn't know that a couple of people in a room signed a document. See, war only ends when one side says, I'm done. If you never give up, the battle's never over. And that's something else we have to realize, guys. We are not going to reach a point where all of the communists agree with us and go, oh, now it makes sense. You have to have productivity in order to have redistribution. Oh, I get it. No, they're never going to say that because they're fucking retards. All right? You can't teach a retard calculus. So don't try. Just accept the retard's going to lick the fucking window. And then when it licks the window, you go, yep, retards will retard. That's what we have to accept, is we're never going to get rid of the retards. The retards are just growing more retards. And the healthcare system, if you want to call it that ironic fucking name, has created retards. Guys, China ships us fluoride. Do you know how they get the fluoride? From aluminum, from producing aluminum. They ship us the fluoride and we put it in our water. China doesn't put fluoride in their water. They aren't sitting there going, we're doing it so you have strong teeth. Motherfucker, really? Like your teeth absorb the fluoride? Are you fucking stupid? Like as you're drinking the fluoride rinses over your teeth and your teeth absorb the fluoride and go, oh man, I needed that fluoride. Your teeth aren't made out of fucking fluoride. This whole system is a eugenic system. And we have different types of eugenics systems. We have life eugenics, which they're trying to kill us. We have monetary eugenics, which is our money, which is dying. We have economic eugenics, which is removing our productivity sectors out of America. This is all eugenics. It's how do you kill America? Number one, you dumb America down. You convince a bunch of stupid fucking doctors that, yes, every newborn child needs 97 shots to survive. If that's true, then humans are flawed. We would have never lived this fucking long. If humans needed 97 shots so they're healthy, how did we all get here? My great-great-grandfather never took a vaccine for a sexually transmitted disease when he was 4 days old. I gotta figure my great-grandfather wasn't getting a whole lot of pieces of ass when he was 4 days old. I mean, props if he did, but I don't think so. We have a system that relies on us joking about how fucked up and criminal the system is. It's it's the equivalent of every day we get raped, and then we playfully joke with our rapist. Oh, you really raped me that time? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. You really got me that time. Okay, see you tomorrow. And somehow we find it fucking acceptable. Like you can, what do they say? Only two things guaranteed in life. That's death and taxes. That's the equivalent of a rape victim saying only two things are right every day: the clock and me getting raped. Just gotta accept it. It is what it is. This is a raping system, so just gotta deal with a little raping once in a while. And yet we put up with it. We act like this is fine. This is just a system. This is where we live, you know. I just live with a rapist. Something else, a little side note. Think of the word psychotherapist. Break that up. Psycho, the rapist. Let that fucking sink in. Or therapist is the rapist. Doesn't that make that a little odd? You think they could have come up with a better word? I'm just saying. This is the world we live in, and yet we accept it like it's just another Tuesday. Our money is being devalued. The Federal Reserve admits it. Our goal is 2% robbing. We only want to rob you 2% annually, which if you compound that, that's about. Oh, hang on a second. I didn't press that. That's funny. I didn't even press a button, and the new Federal Reserve guy started talking. Must have heard me. All right, so let's listen to this guy. Listen that he doesn't say, well, I'm going to help the Bitcoin. What he says is just true. What he says is just true. Here we go. Let me pull this up here, put me over here. Listen up, folks.
You made reference to Bitcoin, and I thought I heard a little bit of condescension that people are buying Bitcoin and these things.
But doesn't it? Charlie Munger, this is 2 or 3 years before he died, Charlie Munger attacked Bitcoin. He called it evil, in part because it would begin to undermine the Fed's ability to manage the economy.
Hang on a second. Let's just talk about what this fucking retard said. Go lick a window, motherfucker, and sit down. Well, Charlie Munger, before he died, because he was 197 fucking years old and was Abraham Lincoln's fucking financial advisor, before he died, he said it was evil. Well, are you saying Charlie Munger's wrong? Because what Charlie Munger meant is that it impedes the ability of the Federal Reserve to control the monetary system. So let me get this right. The problem with the Bitcoin, and the reason it's evil, is it doesn't allow them to rape you. See, this comes from the point of view that the Federal Reserve should be able to rape you, that the federal government should be able to rape you, that they have a rape mandate. This is the problem, is fucking retards like this fucking piece of shit. And yes, it's Friday, so I'm kind of letting it out a little bit. This fucking piece of shit. And isn't it odd? Isn't it odd how everyone who's really controlling is okay with the system? Everyone who wants absolute control of their situation and their lives and everyone around them. They want to control the system. Like this guy here, this guy is a media guy. He's been in media forever. And he is the media complex. We set the meme. We set the agenda. We set how you should look at the world. And this asshole is like, well, I'm in media, so I help set the media narrative, but he's arguing that the Federal Reserve, who sets the monetary narrative, well, you have to respect them because their job is to set the narrative, set the monetary narrative. You have to respect their authority to set the monetary narrative. Now let's let's play that again, just so we get a good view of how fucking retarded this window licker is.
You made reference to Bitcoin, and I thought I heard a little bit of condescension that people are buying Bitcoin in these things.
But doesn't it? Charlie Munger, this is 2 or 3 years before he died, Charlie Munger attacked Bitcoin. He called it evil, in part because it would begin to undermine the Fed's ability to manage the economy.
Or it could provide market discipline, or it could tell the world that things need to be fixed. Bitcoin.
See, his whole, and look at this motherfucker's face. Watch this.
In part because it would begin to undermine the Fed's ability to manage the economy.
Or it could provide market discipline, or it could tell the world that things need to be fixed. Bitcoin.
See, his problem is there's an entity that can apply disciplinary pressure to the Federal Reserve. Look how he has his hand up right there. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Nothing should be able to pressure the Federal Reserve to be disciplined. What are you saying, you fucking heretic? You mean that there should be something above the Federal Reserve? Something that the Federal Reserve cannot actually control? How dare you? Let's listen to the rest of what this cocksucking, white-haired fucking piece of shit has to say.
Does not make you nervous.
Does that make you nervous? Does that make you nervous that there's something outside of the control of the government and the world elite? Doesn't that make you nervous that something, that we aren't setting the direction, that we aren't setting the narrative, that we aren't setting the meme of the economy? Doesn't that make you nervous? I mean, what happens if it grows? What happens if people use it? What happens if people realize it takes 80-something thousand pieces of art, pieces of paper to buy one digital record on a ledger? Think about that. It takes 80-something thousand dollars to put a digital record on a ledger. How worthless is the paper if a solid, unchangeable ledger of record, if one transaction, one certain amount of data is worth 80,000 of our pieces of paper? Let that sink in.
Bitcoin does not make me nervous. I can hearken back to a dinner I had here in 2011 with someone who is another guest on your show. I won't say his name. I just did Mark Andreessen, who showed me the white paper That was the original white paper. I wish I had understood as clearly as he did how transformative Bitcoin and this new technology would be. Bitcoin doesn't trouble me. I think of it as an important asset that can help inform policymakers when they're doing.
Uh-oh, he said a bad word. That can help inform policymakers. So this guy looks at the price of the Bitcoin as a barometer. That's how he sees it. That's what he just said. Listen.
As an important asset that can help inform policymakers when they're doing things right and wrong.
It's a barometer. If the price is going up, the Federal Reserve is fucking up something. If the price is going down, then the Federal Reserve is doing something right. Now, when he says, or when I say the Federal Reserve in his eyes, when it's doing something right, remember, the system is set up on the debt. It is reliant on the debt. It is a system that is made out of debt. His view of when the Federal Reserve is doing something right is when, because remember, also remember who this guy is married to. This guy's wife's dad was Trump's #3 fundraiser. This guy's wife's dad. With a lot of men, the most influential woman in their life is their wife. With a woman, the most influential person in her life is her dad. So you have a guy that we're listening to right now whose most influential person in his life, her most influential person is her dad, which is Trump's #3 highest fundraiser. Guys, this guy is going to print money. Obviously, we already know that. Trump wouldn't have nominated him if he wasn't going to print money. But Trump knows they're all going to print money. It's just when. See, the Federal Reserve is a political weapon. We saw it right before the 2024 election, where the Federal Reserve, right before the election, to goose the market, lowered the interest rate, trying to help Joe sleepy ass Biden win. It's a political tool because they know, just like everyone else knows, it's the economy, stupid. If the people feel poor, you're not going to get reelected. If the people feel rich, you will get reelected. This guy here, this guy's going to use the tools of the central bank to get the Republicans reelected. Mark my fucking words. And you and I, we may or may not like it, but I'm pretty sure we're going to like it because his job is to make the middle class feel rich. Not to make them rich, to make them feel rich. And how do you do that? You lower energy prices. Guys, there's a reason Venezuela is sending us 300 million barrels of oil a month now. 300 million extra barrels of oil in the U.S. economy. Now, that's also why California is shutting down the refineries, because California is trying to use its oil productivity to counteract the Trump plan of lower energy prices. See, Californians, they look at their fucking gasoline prices and they're like, wow, it is still high. Well, that's because of California, not because of Trump. And politically, because California is on the line. California, I don't care what no one says, California is a toss-up. If Trump can actually get California, and he just did it, he just announced the federal government is going to take over the reconstruction permits from the California fires that like took out all of the rich people's houses. He's taking that over, and he's going to let them build those houses so fucking quick. It is going to be huge. He's going to approve everything. Now, California's going to sue him. California's going to be like, no, don't. You can't approve this. There's a snail out on a sidewalk. We got to save the fucking snail. Trump ain't going to give two fucks about that. Trump will drag that case out while he's building it. Now, California will do an injunction through the court that will freeze Trump from approving any of the building. Yes. Thank you. Hey, Joe Knows Crypto. What's up, brother? Yes, the Palisades. All right. So this is a money printing war, guys. This is a print the money and give it to the people. This is drill, baby, drill. Even if we got to go over to Venezuela and snatch out their fucking leader and have them drill, baby, drill. Trump don't give a fuck about Europe. All right. Germany, which no one in Germany calls themselves Germans. They're Dutch. They're Dutch marks. They're Deutschland. We just named it Germany. Sorry, guys. After or right before World War I. This is a war of productivity. The liberals are trying to hold productivity down. The liberals are trying to hold prices in the areas they control higher. Now, let's look up where was it? Was it Virginia who just elected a fucking communist? Someone. Was it Virginia? That doesn't sound right. And they've raised taxes on everything. These motherfuckers ain't been in office for a month, and they've already raised all of the taxes so they can jack up. Electric prices jumped from an average of $200 a month to $600 a month in less than a month. How the fuck? No, I am not talking New York. This is, God, I want to say it's Virginia. Or is it Minnesota? No, it ain't Minnesota. Shit, I can't remember. But they're jacking up prices, right? Because we're getting ready to go in. Yes. Yes, it is Virginia. They wrote a law that in Virginia, it's illegal to hand count the ballots. It's illegal to hand count the ballots. Motherfucker, if that ain't a red flag for, hey guys, we're going to do some cheating, how can we set it up where they can't catch us? This is the whole plan, guys. The Federal Reserve is going to print up a shit ton of money. A shit ton of money. The federal government is going to borrow a shit ton of money. A shit ton of money. And Trump is going to give and use a shit ton of money to create an economy that will align with the deflationary principles of capitalism. Capitalism is naturally deflationary. The liberals, the communists, the socialists, the progressives, where they have control, they will jack up prices artificially using taxes, regulations, fees, registration fees. They'll jack up the prices so the prices don't drop along with the commodities. This is plain as day. All right, let's listen to this guy's rest of it right here.
It is not a substitute to the dollar. I think it can often be a very good policeman for policy. And if
Oh, policeman for policy. Holy shit. You just showed the cross to fucking Satan. You showed Dracula a cross. You had him shower in a little bit of holy water. And now you're getting ready to slap him with a handful of garlic. They don't accept policing of the man. Hey, let me make sure I use exactly the same words.
it can often be a very good policeman for policy.
Oh, you cannot police the politician, because remember, policy means politician. Policy means Federal Reserve policy. We can't have a policeman. We can't have an uncorrelated policeman to the system. The system must control it. That's why we have the system. See, this guy is basically throwing he is throwing verbal holy water on the ears of every progressive, every communist, every socialist out there.
And if I were to speak more broadly to what did Charlie Munger and others perhaps have in mind, there is a proliferation of securities that go under all sorts of names. Many, if not most of them, are not worth what there might be being traded for. So what did Charlie say, and maybe his pal Warren say? There's the innovators, the imitators, and the incompetents. They're real innovators that are happening in and around that new technology. And what I would try to impart towards businesses and bankers is that the underlying technology that Mark showed me in that white paper, or tried to show me in that white paper, it's just software. It's just the newest, coolest software that will provide us an ability to do things that we could never have done before. Can the software be used for good and evil? Yes, both, like all software. Right. So I don't cast aspersions like that. If there's a final point, it's these technologies are being built here. I don't just mean on Stanford campus. I believe in the United States. And the world's most talented engineers from China and Europe and everywhere, they come to the United States even now to try to build this stuff. And my view is by building it here, that gives us an opportunity to be more productive and create something very special over the next decade.
All right. Now, I got one more one more clip that I want to show you guys. All right, let me see. Yep, right here. This is a short one. All right, let me bring it up. Let me move myself down here. And let's listen to this one real quick. Our future head of the Federal Reserve.
Are you on board with Bitcoin? I know Stan Druckenmiller is now on board. I think when we've talked about Bitcoin in the past, I think you had perhaps a lesser view. I don't know if you have a different view today.
So Stan calls me his partner. I call him my boss. One of us is lying, but I'll let you figure out who's who in that, Andrew. So I'd say I think that Bitcoin does make sense as part of a portfolio in this environment where you have the most fundamental shift, for example, in monetary policy since Paul Volcker. This is a big shift that we're seeing under the Powell Fed, rightly or wrongly. So I'm not surprised in a period of dollar weakness where Bitcoin's doing what it's doing. And I'd also suggest that part of the move in Bitcoin is taking some of the bid away from gold. I think if Bitcoin never existed, gold would be rallying even more right now. But I guess if you're under 40, Bitcoin is your new gold. So I think of Bitcoin as a lot of things, but it's certainly with every passing day getting new life as an alternative currency. And when you see the strength of the euro, the strength of the pound, the strength of the RMB, the Korean won, the Mexican peso, I guess we shouldn't be surprised to see the strength of Bitcoin as well.
Are you on?
Exactly. Now let's listen to what he said. Oh, we are about to hit 10,000 live viewers. Thank you guys. Please hit like and subscribe. I have a little thing up here that lets me know how many people are watching over all of our platforms. So we're this close. We have 9,943, 46, 46. It's holding it 9,449 now. Okay, there we go. Let's hit 10,000, guys. Please like and share. Appreciate it. All right, everyone. It's very important that we realize this guy is from the old system. This guy knows the levers of the old system. It's very important. It's very important that you realize these levers work both ways. All right? These levers work both ways. It's just these levers have been set up to only work for the left. They only want the economy growing when the left is involved. When the left is in charge, that's when they use the levers. All right, we just hit 10,000 live viewers. Thank you guys, appreciate it. Please like and subscribe and share. Appreciate that. This is all manipulated. Look at gold and silver, right? The silver market. Now, you also have to remember, no one knows exactly how many ounces of silver exist. No one knows. There is no exact number of how many ounces exist. What's important to realize is if you don't know how many exist, how can you have a market cap? This is how. Because the price of silver is not actually based on the number of ounces. It is a volume-weighted market cap, which means volume only, which means the derivatives in the market are equated just like as if they were real physical silver. let me put it this way. For every 1 ounce of silver, there are, 100 or 200 or 300 claims on that silver? I think it's 100. There's 100 claims on every ounce of silver. That means there's 100 people who think they own that 1 ounce of silver. That's a derivative. So we aren't calculating. So the real market cap should be 100% less or 99% less than what it is, or silver should be evaluated at 190 or 99 times its price right now. Let that sink in. If you have 99 derivatives that are not real silver, then you have to actually take the price of silver, times it by 99, and that will give you a more accurate value of silver. Because if you have 99 derivatives, that is how many people want to own that 1 ounce. You have a 99% demand ratio. That's a huge fucking ratio for the demand of that 1 ounce of silver. All right, now look at gold. How the hell, listen to me guys, if this was all real, if this wasn't just a bunch of hokey pocus bullshit, how the hell does a market cap that large, someone let me know, what is the market cap of silver and gold right now? Just the market cap, not the price. What is the market cap of silver and gold? And this is my point. Do you know how much volume? Do you know how many people would have to sell at once to drop that large of a market cap? 10%? You'd have to have an amazing amount of volume. Amazing amount. And how is it that everyone sold at just a certain time? Like everyone who owned a bunch of shares of silver just looked at their watch and went, you know what? I'm going to sell right now. And voila, a large group of people looked at their watches and went, you know what? I'm going to sell silver. Uncoordinated, apparently. This is all just a shit show. It's all just an illusion. And in fact, Chairman Powell said the other day, listen, this is the head of the Federal Reserve, tells us that the price in gold and silver is inconsequential. Really? Then why are the central banks and why are all of the countries, why are they buying gold if it's inconsequential? They're just buying it for the fuck of it? All right. So combined, gold and silver market cap is $41 trillion. God damn, that's a lot of money. $41 trillion. Oh, thank you. All right. We have gold is a 31 to 37 trillion dollar market. Silver is 4.1 to 6.5 trillion dollar market. See, they can't give you an accurate market price because they don't have a ledger of account on silver. There is no silver blockchain. There is no gold blockchain. It isn't like every time we pull silver out of the ground, God transfers that silver onto our wallet and off of his wallet, where we have a transaction. No, but let's use the low numbers. $4.1 trillion. Jesus, that's a lot of money. You know what kind of volume you'd have to have? Exactly. The Bitcoin is 1.6 trillion. 1.6 trillion. This is absolutely insane. None of this is real. None of this is real. This is a war for the system. We are either going to have a true system or we're going to have a manipulated system. And to be honest, I don't trust this new Federal Reserve person as far as I can throw him, his wife, and his wife's dad. Because they're all part of the system. It's like when you hire a lawyer. The lawyer's not working for you. The lawyer is an officer of the court. This guy here, he has licenses. He possesses licenses that can be revoked. Do you think this guy's going to put his licenses? Because I guarantee this guy's a licensed financial advisor. This guy's a licensed FEC or FCC or CFCD or ABCD or whatever the fuck. I bet this guy's got a fuck ton of licenses. The reason he has the licenses is the system has approved him for the knowledge of how the system works. Yeah, this guy has a connection to the Bilderbergs, and so does his wife's father. It's just the Bilderbergs, we saw it over in Davos, or Davos, whatever the fuck, bunch of rich pricks. There's a reason a lot of the people over in the Davos were on Trump's side. They know globalism's dead. Remember, these are monetary leeches. These people go where the money's going. Which way is the monetary wind blowing? Oh, looks like Trump's going to win. Oh, yay, Trump. Yay, Trump. Hey, can we get one of them contracts? These are monetary leeches. They don't give a fuck who wins as long as they do. It's exactly like the CEO. The CEO of BlackRock is now the head motherfucker at the World Economic Forum. Why? Because, hey guys, the global economy is shifting. I know where it's going. So I will be the head of the World Economic Forum. And now the World Economic Forum is pro-Trump. Yay! Why? Because Trump's going to make us rich. Oh, okay, yeah, right, yeah. The difference for everyone watching this in America is this. Your life is going to be better. Your life is going to be better. Europe is fucked because Europe ran the old system. London ran the old system. All right, guys, I got to roll. I have a call. I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Ever wondered how safe your online activities really are? How secure is your digital footprint? In the vast realm of the internet, privacy and security are paramount. Without adequate protection, your personal data might be at risk. There are solutions to these issues, and today we're going to talk about two of them. Introducing Liberty Laptops from Calyx Solutions. These cutting-edge devices are meticulously designed to bolster online privacy, providing you the liberty to surf the internet incognito. The World Wide Web can be a wild frontier, but with Liberty Laptops, your online privacy is always protected. We also present you Crypto Laptops, designed with cryptocurrency users in mind. Equipped to support a myriad of wallets and exchanges, these laptops are tailored for seamless cryptocurrency transactions. They offer enhanced security protocols to keep your digital assets safe. Crypto Laptops ensures a secure and smooth cryptocurrency experience. It's time to take control of your online privacy and security. Venture over to Calyx Solutions and explore our Liberty Laptops and Crypto Laptops. Don't forget, our affiliate program lets you earn $50 per sale. Visit calyxsolutions.io now or call 7028458276 for more information, because your online safety is our priority.